What is microtrenching? Microtrenching is the process of installing small conduits within the edges of a sidewalk to house fiber optic cabling. Fiber optic cabling is inserted into a small slot-cut trench without damaging or disrupting existing infrastructure. Microtrenching involves digging a narrow trench of 1 to 2 inches wide and up to 2 feet deep. These trenches can then hold multiple conduits for fiber. The technique can be used on open highways and is most easily explained by the short video on the following slide. Google says that microtrenching is vastly more efficient in areas with urban sidewalks. For the following video, copy and paste into your YouTube browser. Cost of microtrenching. The cost of laying fiber is still the most expensive part of bringing broadband to new places. While it's been around for a few years, microtrenching is gaining an acceptance as a low, expensive way to lay fiber. Microtrenching provides a most cost-effective and less invasive method for fiber optic installations. A narrower, shallower cut means fiber optic lines can be installed more cost-effectively with less restoration required. The cost of fiber line installation is a big selling point for contractors using microtrenchers, as the price per home to install a gigabit internet connection can be excessively using traditional trenching methods. Pros of microtrenching. Microtrenching is less costly. Microtrenching equipment reduces initial capital costs of the Cons of microtrenching. Probably the biggest downside is that the microtrenching is a lot shallower than other kinds of fiber construction. That certainly is going to present a problem in later years when it's time to repave streets. Most cities' streets around the country are on 30 to 40-year replacement cycles. During that time, they usually get repaved with asphalt a few times. But at the end of the cycle, the old pavement must be executed and the process started over. That replacement process generally digs down anywhere from 18 inches to 3 feet depending upon local soil and substrate conditions, and that can mean digging up all the microtrenching. Safety and hazards of microtrenching. You should conduct most of your safety checks before your trencher even touches the soil. First, you'll want to examine the basics: your machine's engine, hydraulics belts, and tracks. After you've examined and offloaded your equipment, you can turn to your job site. It's crucial to mark your proposed job site and call the national 811 number to ensure the relevant utility lines are located and marked at least 48 hours before you break ground. Once you've approved your excavation and have arrived at the site, scan the area for any hazards. Look out for curbs, slabs, fences, difficult landscaping, utility cables or wires, and any other objects that can cause harm to you or your equipment. Remove any hazardous items that you can see and set up a danger zone. Once you've made sure your equipment and surrounding environment are hazard-free, it's time to get to work. While you're on your machine, be on the lookout for low-hanging branches or wires. To avoid hitting your head or catching the debris, you should also make a note of where other contractors and bystanders are. to ensure they are outside the danger zone. Summary of microtrenching. Microtrenching is a process for developing fiber that cuts thin, shallow channels into pavements, sidewalks, or existing joints, in lieu of wider, deeper trenches or underground bores. Pros of microtrenching lead with costing less, environmental limitations, less disruption, existing utilities avoidance, and job cleanliness. Cons of microtrenching all lead to the having to repave areas and surfaces, causing the replacement process of previous fiber layers. Even with its pros and cons, it's still on the top for being a big selling point for contractors using microtrenchers. The following references is where I got my information, and thank you.